There we go. What's up, Skibbity Jacket? Welcome to the stream. I apologize, I'm just getting things still set up here. Haven't quite got everything that I want to taken care of, but what is up? Welcome to the stream. It's okay, buddy. So, anyways, Lego Daffodils. What about them? Well, you can get these at Target. You could get these at Target for less than $10. It's the best I can explain. So, yeah. Alrighty. Anyways, we shall get into the building of these in just a moment. Waiting for my internets to connect a little better, and then we shall get going. So that being said, if any of you guys do want a chance to be shouted out this lonely Valentine's Day, if y'all are lonely, I'm gonna assume y'all are lonely because you're watching my stream. But anyways, today we are going to be building this. I apologize, I just had to wait for some things to reconnect properly. So that being said, without further ado, let's get this box open. So, well, that's okay. So am I. I'm single too. To all the single people out there, you'll find love one day. I know you will. I know you definitely will. This Valentine's Day is going to be an interesting one for a lot of people with how certain things turned out, how a certain whatever it was happened, and I'm not there for it. I just don't care. I just don't care. So, but anyways, these instructions, we have our bags, and once again, this is probably one of the easier builds you could do. So, let's do that. And we have our tool floating around here somewhere. So yeah, I don't know. Are we supposed to do all bags? Oh, I guess we're dumping out all of the bags. So first time I've had that one. What's up, Toaster Tube or Trooster? I misread that. My apologies, folks. Sorry, didn't mean to have to reconnect there. I had myself connected to a Bluetooth speaker and it just had to disconnect. So. All right, give me just a moment here. All of these bags open because that's what it says to do. I'm listening to the instructions as I drop parts. So let's do this here. Okay, we'll put the instructions off to the side right there for now. I had a feeling there'd be a lot of tiny parts with this one because of the type of build that we are doing. So, and by the way, this is probably one of the easier ones I think that's ever come out from Lego. So, what is up, Marcellus Cream Day? I'm having a good day. I haven't had a bad one. I've slept most of the day. I ended up getting today off, so I didn't have to really worry about things. All right, let's begin building this weirdness here. So, all right. So, that being said, a lot of people don't really understand why Valentine's Day is called Valentine's Day. Does anybody actually really know that? Sorry, the name is hard to pronounce. That's okay. Marcellus Cream, that's okay. Or I can't pronounce that correctly. Marici? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but anyways, it doesn't matter. You're here. Thank you for coming. You didn't have to. You genuinely did not have to, but you chose to. You chose to come, and that's the one part that I'm pleased about. So, anyways, you do get shouted out at the end of all of my live streams if you guys do choose to comment. So please do choose to do so, and you guys definitely will get shouted out. I promise. So, okay. So now, it says to take these lighter ones here. This is gonna be the weirdest build I think I've done in a hot minute. And the only reason I say weirdest build in a hot minute is because I think the weirdest one that I've done currently was the Friends, the coffee shop. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's the one where I built the Friends Coffee Shop. If you guys haven't checked out that video, I highly suggest you do so. I've done that one, and that one was quite possibly the weirdest one that I think I've ever put together. Not because of the characters or the set or anything of the nature. It was just really weird to put together. So, all right. So we've got all of this ready to go. And it says find one of these things. Poke this all on through. Find one of these things. Stick that right there. Make sure all of this stays put. And then you're supposed to... Oh, okay. I see what we're doing here. For the most part. I don't like the way that just shot forward, but okay, there's that. Yeah. No, good job. Good job, Thomas Santa One. Good job. Gotta rotate everything around. Otherwise, don't look like no flower. And by the way, if you guys do get your significant other Lego flowers, this is probably the most smartest thing you could do. Because think about this for just a moment here. If you are building something like this, and this takes time to do. Oh, what is up, Devin Poon, Transformers fan? How you doing? What is up? What is up? So yeah, I'm gonna just call you Ice Cream. That's the same here. I'm gonna just call you Ice Cream. It's a good plan. That's a very good plan. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. Um, how many times has it been your birthday, Devin Poon, Transformers fan? Because like the couple streams ago, it was your birthday. Couple of streams ago, it was your birthday. So yeah, I'd just like to point that out, sir. Gotta ask. So, what's up, Zaga the Animator? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So, this one's going to be a white one, so we'll just do this as we build. There we go. There we go. There's another daffodil flower head right there. So, not me, my brother. Well, then don't say it's your birthday, dude. Say it's your brother's birthday. You just literally said today's my birthday, so then don't say it's your birthday. That takes it away from the person whose birthday it actually is. Now, take note, I'm not trying to be mean to you in any sort of way, because I don't know what type of life you live, but just remember that that's not really a cool thing to do, is lying. And trust me, I do know a bit about that. So, however, tell your brother I said congratulations and that, I hope he has a wonderful birthday. Hope he does. So, don't take this as people can't have birthdays because, they totally can. And once again, don't really think that should be the case of the issue. It should be along the lines of don't basically don't say things that are not true until because when people because when the truth eventually comes out, it's never pretty. It never is. So, but yeah. All right. I'm just gonna go there. Good job. So there's that one. And then we'll bring two of these in. I'll do a yellow one. I'll do the last yellow one. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can invert these and turn these into daisies. And for people who are about to say daisies are not yellow, yes, they are. I've been through it. So, anyways, so a man has a fallen into a river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter. Hey, build the helicopter and off to the rescue. Prepare the lifeline, lower the treasure, and make the rescue. Is are you okay? And I'm not saying this to be mean because I don't. Once again, are you quoting a Lego commercial? Because I'm fairly certain I know the Lego commercial you're talking about. That being said, I would like to speak to everybody about something that is also starting to completely deteriorate, along with the deterioration of physical media, and that is broadcasted media. What do I mean by broadcasted media? Well, broadcasted media means that it's a one-time event kind of deal. And the only time you're really allowed to see certain things of that magnitude or something of the nature of that magnitude is by watching, you know, a live performance. And so that was the one cool thing about that is that there were always live performances and they were only, if you only recorded them, do you have physical proof that you watched it? And you can have people watch it again. So when I say broadcasted media, I mean something along the lines like a for TV event or an only TV event. And take note, the last time I watched an only TV event was a Jeff Dunham special that was recorded or that was being recorded while being recorded live as, as shows typically do. There was a Jeff Dunham show that was a for TV special only. And that was the last time I was able to really watch anything like truly broadcasted. Now, take note, this is all fun and dandy and everything of the nature, but the question really isn't along the lines of is this something that's going to be good, or is this something that, is starting to fall out of place? It does a broadcasted media or broadcast TV only media kind of deal, does that only work out with certain things? And that's my one thing where I'm like, maybe not, maybe not kind of deal. But at the same time, I also love broadcasted media because it was just something that you don't get to see every single day. And it would appear that I am actually missing a piece. So Lego, bravo. We all know the issues we've had with Lego on this channel. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed the piece. I missed it. It was sitting underneath some pieces. I apologize. I redact said statement. I apologize once again, Lego. Anyways, so usually Lego tends to miss a few things, but not to mention, I gotta be honest with people. Like when people say to me, "Why the heck did you buy a VCR and VHS tapes and stuff like that nature?" Well, that was because that was my childhood. That was like what I grew up on. And take note, there is nothing better than popping in a fresh Disney movie from the case that everybody watched. And it wasn't just one person who watched it, it was everyone who could watch it. And not to mention there was something for everybody in old Disney movies. Like you had a dark elements, you had dark elements, you had light elements, you had child elements, you had adult elements. I miss the time. Okay, and by the way, there was a time when Disney was extremely dark, and not within the recent years of a live action remake, or not with, or oh, we got so many things here, so we got to make a TV show about. No, none of that. It was basically along the lines of, if the movie did extremely well, they did a spin-off TV show on Disney, or on the Disney Channel. That's usually what they did. That's what they did with Gargoyles. That's what they did with Lilo and Stitch. By the way, Lilo and Stitch, that movie, I'm not looking forward to it because I know what's attached to it, but I'm also looking forward to it because I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch again in ages, and because it's going to be live action again, that's great, but you know, I'm just it's just not something that I'm real too thrilled with on the front of like, oh, they did this just for money. So now we need to do this 8 times. We're building the stem of the flowers here. Now we're building them all. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Need to do 8 of these. So, but yeah. 3, 4, 5. By the way, there is nothing that beats that original Disney intro logo. The original Disney intro logo from the 90s. 2, 4, 6. So nothing beats that original, like the original Disney, the castle forming up, and then you had at the end you had that little whistle. Always could not. I didn't like Disney's Mufasa movie. It was like a musical and was maybe 2 hours long. I didn't go see that movie specifically because I just didn't want to. And I'm not even gonna lie, that movie was just I'm not let me explain a few things here about that movie. That movie was a cash grab and a half. Okay? Now, Disney will tell you, oh, we just wanted to get back to the roots of The Lion King or something of that nature. I'm telling you right now, that movie was 100% a cash grab. And there was no way to hide it. Like, seriously, they did the live action remake of The Lion King. By the way, I quite enjoyed that one. That one wasn't so bad. I didn't hate it specifically because they followed the original movie's script like to a T. So I don't hate on that. 2, 4, 6. What do you want, Toast? What do you want, buddy? Hmm? For those of you who do not know, that is the channel cat meowing in the background. Yep. Hi, buddy. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? So do that. I'm gonna do this 4 times. So, yay. All right. Uh-huh. So, but that was 100%. The thing that I'm really frustrated with the live action remakes is they're all cash grabs. And not even cash grabs, they're just the live action one, or which one do you mean? Zaga the Animator. No, the live action one is terrible. The animated versions are pretty good. And I say live action version as in like that's Disney trying to use real life looking animals, real life looking all of this. If they really want to recapture some of those Disney fans from the 90s, dust off the script of Newt. And for those of you who do not know what Newt is, Newt was a movie that made it 3/4 of the way into the advertising production. They had a script. It wasn't very good, at least not to what I know of from the descriptions of this movie. Is they were not too good. The script wasn't good. They had the director of Toy Story attached to it, which is why people were so excited for it. And I think if you were to redust off that particular script, do not modernize it. Like, do not take it and go, well, maybe we can make this male character a girl, or maybe we can make this character a bisexual man. And take note, I have no problem with those types of characters so long as they're written well. But we all know that the 90s for Disney was a very, very pivotal point for them because they were putting out banger after banger after banger after banger. And then finally rounding it off at the end of the 90s with Mulan. Are you kidding me? That was like one of my favorite movies from childhood. We destroyed that tape probably 6 times in my childhood to a point where we had to continuously go and get new ones of it because those tapes were so worn down. All right, so there's those. And then we stick those here. And then we place these here. So there's that. There's this. And then how many of these do we have to put in front of it? 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, all right then. So, but yeah, there was nothing that is better than that. So I'm just listening while playing on my DS. Hey, what you playing on your DS? I'm curious. I have a 2DS myself. Looking into getting myself a Game Boy Advance and a 3DS XL. Not the 2DS XL, I have the 2DS, so gonna say my favorite game for that was 100% without a doubt Pokemon Heart Gold. Yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the Elite Four. I hope you've prepared enough for Lance at the end. I'm just telling you right now, Lance was one of the characters that made you want to quit playing Pokemon. So, okay, and allegedly this is what it's supposed to look like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, if you do get your significant other a Lego flower, this will never ever deteriorate. If you don't mind me asking, what is your team for Heart Gold? I'm just curious because, like I said, I'm a curious dude. I love original Pokemon games. Like, if Nintendo were to cut their losses and actually give us the emulation machine that we've been asking for ages, then, this would not be, I would not be upset with them because they seriously have been eluding to giving us the DS emulator on the Switch. They've just alluded to it. And I'm like, you guys have the technology to do this. Use it. And they just won't. Not to mention, hold on here. I remember going to the mall looking at some Lego stuff when I saw this small Lego set that cost freaking $200. Yeah. By the way, if any of you Lego collectors out there are like, you have the original like Lego, certain original Lego sets, hold on to them because right now those things are worth a ton of money. And I'm saying that specifically because when I went to go look at Lego Lord of the Rings things, because recently we've been getting rumors about getting another Lord of the Rings movie, to which, by the way, I would 100% go see because I am a little bit of a Lord of the Rings fan as well. Smeagol knows the way. I know the prey to the precious. So, but yeah, definitely loved Lord of the Rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more to go. 7. So, but yeah, no, I love Lord of the Rings. One of it's one of few franchises that like it's a franchise that can be compared to by everyone. So I ain't paying $200 for a Lego set that has 41 pieces. Dude, I agree with you on that one. I 100% agree with you on that front. I wouldn't pay $200 for a Lego set that has like a little less than a couple hundred pieces. I totally agree with you on that one. That one obviously seems to be the one that frustrated you. So, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that seems to be the one that frustrated you. But the thing that I can't get on board with, and take note, to the people who can do this and stand it, I have no problem with you. You make your money, you do your collections. It's not that big of a deal. But to me, I don't understand Pokemon cards. I just don't. And take note, it's nothing against people who collect Pokemon cards. It's nothing against them. I have nothing against people who collect Pokemon cards. Heck, I've even got a few cards. But my thing is I've pulled way too many duds, and I've completely like I don't pull. I've never pulled a card worth more than the pack. I've never pulled a card that's, so good to a point where people are like, "Oh yeah, that's $400 ungraded from the TGC." So, I've never pulled a card like that, and I know for a fact I'm not going to at all. So, I choose not to. I choose not to, and take note. This is once again, I have no problem with people who collect these, but I can't justify spending a large amount of money on a piece of paper that, if somebody ends up, if there's a small crinkle in the card, or if there is the tiniest little nick on the corner of it, it's only worth like $5. But if it wasn't like that, it's worth like 500. I'm like, that's the part that I can't get behind. So, yeah, it's just a piece of paper. I just can't understand it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they're original cards from like the original 1990s base set, the original 1990s base set, that I can 100% understand everybody keeping those. I can 100% get on board with owning those because, those cards are very difficult to get a hold of. So if you still have those cards and they're graded or ungraded or what have you, once again, more power to you. More power to you. But at the same time, I can't justify going out to the store and spending ridiculous amounts of money on cards only for me to pull a card that probably within 5 to 6 days, because that's usually about the lifespan that I've seen of certain cards, I can't justify going to do so. I just can't get on board with it. It just doesn't make sense to me why a single piece of card is worth a ton of money. If it was a bubblegum card, and I say bubblegum card, is a little bit up, Yo, show me tell me your team. I need to know your team, man, cuz my teams are freaking amazing. Anytime I've ever played Pokemon, I always max out. I always try to max out my team before I make it to the next gym, or I try to max them out to the most maximum I can get them to before the next gym. And so, I think the team that I used to beat Lance was, I had a Milotic. I think I also had to transfer a few other Pokemon from certain games, but I had an Infernape, I had a Torterra, I had, what else did I have? I had a Charizard. Dude, it was insane, dude. I had so much cool shit to do with that game. And by the way, I played Soul Silver, so for those of you who do not know, Pokemon, they always release two games side by side unless it's a solo type game, which, for example, the last solo type game that you could buy was Legends Arceus, and the next one that you can buy will be Legend ZA. And by the way, for those of you who are gonna get and play Legend ZA, I totally think that's just that game. It already looks amazing. Not to mention they listened to fans. And also take note, I've seen certain ones of or certain pieces of of how the whatchamacallit, of the Game Freak leaks. I've seen certain leaks. But here's the thing. Aren't the leaks what everybody was living for ages ago? Like, people were always living for the leaks of Pokemon. Like, oh my gosh, dude, the next starters are going to be this one. The next starters are going to be that one. Because my favorite thing about that is that there was no way to 100% verify it before, like Cerebi was a thing, before, what was it? There's certain Pokemon websites that you can go to. Like, there were certain things that you could do before, like all of those websites existed. And take note, those websites are massively helpful. Massively, massively helpful. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm on the speaking of Legends Arceus, have any of you guys actually managed to catch him? Specifically because I'm having a hell of a time trying to catch that dude. So you have Typhlosion, yeah, you got Ho-Ho, Magneton, Gyarados, Heracross, and Dratini. I have a question for you. What's Heracross doing in that lineup? And I'm not saying anything to be mean on that front. I'm not saying anything to discourage your team. I'm just curious, what's Heracross doing in that lineup? Because he's usually cannon fodder. At least for me, he's usually cannon fodder. So, oh, that being said, you're gonna hate yourself when you have to go up against Lance and his two Dragonites. He has two. And for those of you who do not know, Dragonite is one of those Pokemon that you just don't want to screw around with. So yeah. Planning to get Brickheads, Bumblebee, or Optimus. I swear, if they cost a lot, I'm gonna. He is for the Dark Elite Four member and installing until I revive my team. Yeah, dude, that's basically what Heracross was meant for. Was just basically cannon fodder. But no, I totally get that. But the Brickheads, I don't think the Brickheads is going to be too super expensive there. Zaga the animator. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I actually was planning on getting a couple of Brickheads because the Brickheads came to Ross not too long ago, and there were certain like or not Pokemon. There were certain Harry Potter ones that you could do, and all that stuff. So to continue with that Skibbity Jacket, my solution for that was get yourself a Dark type Pokemon or get yourself a Ghost type Pokemon. I think I managed to get myself a Gengar, and that's what I used to beat that person. My Gengar beat them solo, just that one alone. But I gotta say though, of all the ones to do though, that's pretty. That's a pretty. You're doing a very darn good job, and you're doing a hard job playing and beating the Elite Four again. If I'm ever to get another copy of Soul Silver, I will be buying it and never getting rid of it because it was just one of those games that I. Firstly, the first time I got Soul Silver was I bought it from GameStop at used. I had to buy it used because at the time it was $70. Uh, the second time I bought it at a thrift store for $60, and it was an amazing game. This is like my 17th time fighting them. Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. Um, Let me see here. If I'm going to do anything again in buying a DS and stuff like that, the only thing that I'm buying is I'm going to buy a copy of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and either a DS Lite or a 3DS XL because those consoles specifically were amazing. So those ones were awesome. Like, and take note, I have no problem with the Switch. I have no problem with the Switch. My problem mainly lies. I hated the dragon type gym leader. I didn't hate him. He wasn't the worst one. I gotta say, he wasn't the worst out of all of them. I think the worst out of all of them was when you had to fight Cynthia towards like the post credit game. So yeah, yeah, stupid seahorse. I 100% agree with you on that one there, Skibbity Jacket. But not like I don't care for the cards, but I'll play the games 100%. I'll play the games. Maybe I'll watch an episode of the anime if I'm feeling like I want like I'm in the mood for it. Like if I don't watch I don't watch all the anime. Like I know the story's been over for like maybe a good 3 years now, or at least Ash's story's been over for the last 3 years. So I also understand that what's his name? Criminy. But anyways, the voice actress who plays Ash and the guy who sings the opening theme song, they are the coolest people ever. And by the way, if none of you guys know what I'm about to speak of, um, they are the coolest people ever, from what I understand, because I have a friend, Riveted Rail Fan and Riveted Reviews. They're the same person. If you can go check him out. He's Riveted Reviews. By the way, Riveted Reviews, get your butt to reviewing. But anyways. Riveted Reviews went to a Pokemon convention where the voice actress of Ash was supposed to be there, and he was there, or she was there, and she signed his hat for him for free. And the guy who sang the Pokemon theme song took a picture with him for free because he asked them some very good questions about their line of work and how what it takes to become a voice actor, what it takes to get inside that booth kind of deal. And honestly, if you guys are voice actors, that's cool. That's awesome, man. So, that being said, one more time, if you guys are interested in getting in some comments before the end of the stream here, we will end the stream here in about 20 or so minutes. So get your comments in, get your questions in. We're going to do that Valentine's Day Q&A. But these flowers, the reason why I'm building these flowers is because I don't have anybody to share Valentine's Day with except for you guys. So these flowers are for you guys. Don't don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. I took the liberty of building them for you because that's what these things do. So, what was your last favorite game you played, though? That depends. Are you talking planning to get Dogman Unleashed next month? I don't know much about Dogman. I know it's a book and it's written by the guy who wrote Captain Underpants and what was it? Super Diaper Baby, I think. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, that depends though. What are we talking about when you say like what was my my least favorite game? My least favorite game in the Pokemon franchise, and this is actually gonna surprise a lot of people. I didn't really care for Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald. I really didn't care for them. Now, take note, if I had had access to all of the events and stuff of that nature, and I didn't have to go glitch out the game in order to go get Mew or Deoxys, I wouldn't have that feeling. But I've played Ruby and Sapphire all the way through, and I played Emerald all the way through, and Emerald, I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I mean, it was just I just did not like it. Don't get me wrong though. The remakes, however, of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with the Delta Emerald episode at the end of the game. By the way, for those who are not aware, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, fastest game you can go through. The fastest game you can go through. Oh my gosh, I think I beat the game in 12 hours on the Blokey's figures. Blokey's figures, from what I understand, they're okay. I don't have any of them, but from what I understand and from the reviews I've seen, they're pretty good. Um, but no, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, fastest game you can possibly go through and play. If you played Pokemon X and Y, once again, fastest game you can go through. X and Y were not the fastest games to go through. I think it took me a week to complete that game completely. But it took me exactly 17 hours to finish Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire from start to finish. I got it Christmas Eve. By Christmas morning, I fin or by Christmas afternoon the next day, I finished the game. I completed it, caught Rayquaza, or however you pronounce it. I caught Rayquaza, I caught Kyogre, I caught Groudon. I had several different shinies in play. I caught multiple different times. I caught multiple legendaries along the way. That was honestly and if I had to see if somebody had to tell me to go play that game again from start to finish, I would 100% do it. The game for Pokemon I have played the most was Shield because I got both DLCs. So did I, but I really didn't give it. Okay, I played Pokemon Sword. Now, don't get me wrong, I am already disappointed in the fact that I already said I played Pokemon Sword. But I think my least favorite part about that game and specifically the what was it, the Gen 8, was the fact that they were trying to play into a certain gimmick and they couldn't play into it very well. That was my problem with Sword and Shield, was that they were trying to play into a gimmick that just wasn't working, and if you didn't do it properly, it just sucked. Okay, take note. The DLCs were way better, way better than the actual game. The actual game itself was terrible. I don't understand how people can play that game. What did I think of the Gen 4 remakes? I feel like that game was basically, well, we already made Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 remakes, so now we have to do Gen 4. And they're going to do, and by the way, this should make you excited, Skibbity Jacket. They're going to be doing a Johto remake at some point here. From what I understand, it's not going to be a Legends game, and from what I understand, it's going to be something along the lines of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But I think it's going to be something along the lines of Mysteries of Crystal or something like that. I can't remember what exactly they're going to do, but it's going to be something along the lines of that. So I got a bunch of shinies from a hacked website thing. Yeah, I don't do hacked websites. I used to because they used to be good. No, you cannot get on the lab, buddy. That's okay. But no, I said no. So the one Pokemon though that I'm very frustrated that I can no longer get back is Magierna. And if you guys don't know what Magierna is, Magierna was basically the reward that you got after completing the entire Pokédex in Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. And if you did it, and if you got something specifically, I think it was you had to do something specific within the game. But if you did that specific thing within the game, you got a shiny Magierna. So yeah. So, but yeah. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and I wanna be next to you. Hope you read the last Ronin TMNT comic thing. I haven't read it, but I do know of it. And from what I understand, there's multiple different versions of the last Ronin. There's a version where Leo is the last one. There's a version where Wrath is the last one. There's a version where Donnie's the last one, and there's a version where Mikey's the last one. I personally like Mikey's because Mikey's is so dark. Oh my gosh. If I'm not mistaken, he killed Shredder, like completely killed him, and just started executing members of the Foot Clan. From what I understand, that's like Mikey's version of Ronin, and I personally like Mikey's version of Ronin. So, at least that's from what I know, from what I understand. I could be 100% wrong if that is the case, and if I am, 100% sorry. So, please correct me if you want to on that front. But yeah. So, anywho, there is a lot of stuff that's been going on lately within the channel. Specifically for the fact that the next live stream is going to be another Let's Build. And we're going to be building, what was it, the Speed Champions. We're going to be building some McLarens. So yeah, don't be afraid to check in and tune in for that. So, but yeah, that'll probably be next week. I really hope though, if they ever do decide to do a Last Ronin movie, I really hope they go with Mikey's story because he's very badass. So That being said, if you guys do like Lego builds and stuff like that, don't forget to subscribe. And if you guys do want to get your name shouted out at the end of the video, if you would like your name shouted out at the end of the video, you gotta comment. You gotta leave a comment. Regardless of what it is, it can be freaking... it could be the Hypnotoad for all I care. But, yeah. If you guys want to be shouted out at the end of the video, go for it. Or the end of the stream. Now is the time to make the comments, because we've got about 10 minutes before it stops. So, what DS game did you really like? No Pokemon games. There were so many I enjoyed. I think. Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones that I've played all the way through. And take note, if you're a Nintendo nerd, like a lot of people, and take note, I myself was a Nintendo nerd. At one point I had every single Nintendo console sans the Virtual Boy. So yeah, that was one of those ones where I'm like, okay, that's something I'll never be able to acquire, but I managed to acquire a lot of Nintendo consoles throughout the years. So but I gotta say, I think my absolute favorite one that I did play that was not a Pokemon game. Oh my gosh, what was it? I think it was Super Mario DS. That was it. It was the Super Mario. It was either Super Mario DS or Super Mario Land DS. I can't remember which one it was, but that game I played all the way from start to finish twice before I lost the game and I was no longer able to find it. Oh, trust me, I was devastated and upset over that. My favorite 3DS game, sans Pokemon, was actually Super Mario 3D Land. That was one of my favorites. So, yeah, New Super Mario Bros. That was it. I couldn't remember if it was Super Mario Bros. DS or something of that nature, but yeah, no, it was New Super Mario Bros. Thank you for for figuring that one out there, Skibbity Jacket. I could not remember that one to save my life. But that was one that I played a ton of. I gamble with Luigi. The card games are fun. Yeah, they're not too bad. I think my favorite thing, though, my favorite one, or like my favorite mission specifically, was there's a mission where you can go and you basically get the gigantic mushroom and you like oversize yourself. So, and I never get those ever in the game. So, yeah. Oh. What's the channel kitty got to say about it, huh? I have the channel kitty cat sitting over here. He's very upset and pissed off at me because I'm not giving him attention. So, yeah, who's a good boy? So, but yeah, my favorite 3DS game with Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie, and this is actually gonna sound really, really funny. I actually liked Pokemon Ultra Sun, specifically for the wormhole thing you can do. And if you guys don't know what the wormhole game is, basically you take your Pokemon that's fused with Necrozma, and if you guys haven't played Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, you might want to leave now. But if you have played Pokemon Sun and Moon, or I will, this is not anything new. Um, but you basically jump on the back of your legendary Pokemon who's fused with another Pokemon, and you go through this wormhole in a spacesuit. Now, the reason I liked this was because this was the easiest way to shiny farm. What do I mean by shiny farm? Well, this was a way for you to get Pokemon that were like level 50 or 60 and they were straight out the gate shiny. I think you could collect, I think it was like 4 or 5, no. You could poke like it might have been like 7 or 8 different types of Pokemon that you could get shiny. Fun fact, Pomeranians are walking clouds. Fun fact, cats are walking annoyances. But I still love them because they're cute. I still love the kitties because they're cute. Yes, I do. So, but no. you rode on your Ultra Beast. You basically knocked out like certain bubbles of whatever within like the space thing that you were doing. So I'm allergic to cats. I'm sorry you're allergic to cats. I'm sorry you're allergic to cats. I'm sorry you are. But there's nothing I can do to fix that. So yeah. But no, this channel cat here, he's gonna be our channel kitty cat for a long time. Yes, you are, buddy. Yes, you are, little kitty kitty. So, but anyways, yeah. So I'm actually excited for Legends ZA though, specifically for the reason that they're bringing back. I remember that one time my dog Oreo stole my sandwich's ham. That's cool. My cat has stolen my entire pizza before, and he did it silently, which was the part that was confusing to me. But no, from what I'm excited about though is the fact that the legendary Pokemon or the Pokemon that got Mega Evolutions in Pokemon X and Y are receiving their Mega Evolutions again. So I'm excited about that part of it, and I'm also excited by the part that we're getting new starters and we're getting new Mega Evolutions for starters. So he's not evil. He is not evil. He's lazy and lovable. Yes, you a lazy but lovable kitty. So, but no. All right, we got another 3.5 minutes before we end the stream. So please get your comments in if you guys want to be shouted out at the end of the stream. You got exactly 3-ish minutes to do so. So I suggest you all do that now if you guys would like to be shouted out in this video. So I need to find some way to hold all of these. Not as in hold all of them in my hand, as in I need to find a way to have them held in like a vase or something of the nature. So I'm going to have to get myself a Lego vase. So they need to give the Gen 6 starters Mega Evolutions. I agree with you on that one. I 100% agree with you on that one. I was slightly upset over the fact that Greninja of all of them was the only one that received any form of like type of Mega Evolution, and I say Mega Evolution loosely. Um, for those of you who do not know, there was a special Greninja that you could receive by playing the demo version of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And playing the demo, you got this Pokemon called Ash Greninja, which was basically just Ash's Greninja from the TV show. And the way you turned him into Ash Greninja was you had a specific button that you pushed on the thing, and it was something along the. It wasn't a Z move. It wasn't anything of that nature. It was like some sort of water gimmick or whatever it be. And then it like did this whirlpool gimmick, and then all of a sudden there was Ash Greninja. So yeah, but yeah. So, but yeah, the ones though that I'm like kind of slightly upset that I'll never be able to get a hold of and I'll never be able to see them like actually be performed properly are the Generation 1 exclusive Pokemon. And there was only one Generation 1 exclusive Pokemon that hardly anybody could get, and that was Mew. And obviously, you could have gotten the glitched version of Mew, which would not have been that big of a deal because it was, freaking Pokemon. You could still do that. But there were only about, from what I understand, there were maybe about 5 or 6, maybe 7 different actual digital coded Mews that were given to developers. And from what I understand, Mew was supposedly the Pokemon that they used for everything. Like when they were running around in game, they were just using Mew when they were developing said game, specifically because they were trying to keep it a mystery, but also it was overpowered. So yeah. And the only way that from what I understand, that you could get this Mew was it was a Toys R Us exclusive. So what you had to do in real life, and take note, I wish GameStop would bring back the digital. I wish they would bring back the digital codes for Pokemon games, because that was one of the few things that I loved about those, was that there were certain times that you could go into a GameStop and they would always have like a digital download code for you to just go in and pick up. It was 100% free. You didn't have to buy it, you didn't have to do anything. You just basically walked in, and usually they had like a little basket right here with a tray full of the cards. And you could just go in, pick it up, scratch off the code, put the code into your DS, and that was what you ended up getting the special Pokemon. Now, what I used to do was I used to like go in there and take a bunch of them, bring them to school the next day, and then sell them to the kids who couldn't go to GameStop. So that's what I would do. That's how I made money in high school. It's a terrible thing to do, but it was something I did just to make a little extra money. So, but yeah, no, that was what you could do back in the ye olden days of the DS and the 3DS. And unfortunately, we will never get something like that ever again. At least to my knowledge, I would just like for Nintendo to actually. There's a video that floated around where you there was a modification that you could make to your Switch, where if you took the Switch screen and you had it facing like upright, had it tall ways instead of lengthways. It basically there was a dock that somebody had made, a custom dock where you could stick it in there, stick the Switch controllers on the side, and it basically acted as a DS. So that's personally what I would like to see happen, and also still have the touchscreen functionality work. But I just don't see Nintendo doing this unless they're going to make you pay for it with a subscription. So, anyways, this is Thomas Fan 01, and we are getting ready to end this live stream. To which, by the way, happy Valentine's Day, and thank you to all of the lovely Valentine's Day people who showed up to the stream. Y'all didn't have to, but you chose to. So, anyways, thank you to Skibbity Jacket. Thank you to Trooster Tube. Thank you to Ice Cream. I'm just going to call you that because I can't pronounce your name. Thank you to Devin Poon, big fan, Transformers fan, and thank you to Zaga, the animator. You guys have been wonderful. You've also been amazing. And please do not forget to check out Riveted Rail Fan, Riveted Reviews, Jordy's Rail Videos, Patrick with the Y, Alexander Rothschild, The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, Take Along Productions, Bravely GG, and all of that fun stuff. So don't forget to check them out, and don't forget to check out New York Toy Hunter, as they've all done some amazing work with me in the past, have helped me out in the past, and the whole deal. And this is Thomas Phantom One saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Good night.